So, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to study Tobias Stranover. Tobias Stranover is the artist we're studying. There isn't much on his life, but I really like the style of paintings he did with birds. He was born in the late 17th century in Romania. Tobias was one of the leading oil decorative painters of his time. He loved to paint exotic birds and wildlife by using the still life techniques. His extensive knowledge of the different fruits and birds of the world can be seen in his paintings. These are a few of his paintings I'm going to show you today. There's a lot. He normally did birds, it looks like. Lots of different paintings. This is the one we're doing today.
Guys, notice how expensive this painting is. $11,000.
$11,457.20.
So this is the one you're going to replicate today.
Why is that so expensive?
Okay.
So today's painting, that one is a Eurasian jay, a species of bird occurring over a vast region from West Europe and Northwest Africa to the Indian subcontinent, and even further to the eastern seaboard of Asia and down into Southeast Asia. Their call is very unique. Listen, we're going to pull up a sound of the Eurasian jay. Sheesh.
This is another one.
Sheesh. They can also mimic sounds to make it difficult to distinguish it unless it's seen. It eats small invertebrates, fruits, and seeds, but their diet changes with the seasons, so they kind of eat different stuff as the seasons change. It nests in trees or large shrubs and usually lays 4 to 6 eggs. They live approximately 3 to 5 years, so they don't live a very long life. Not like the bald eagle. The bald eagle lives like 70 years. It makes sense Tobias painted this because they lived in the region that he would frequently visit. I love how God's creation shows his attributes and divine nature. When I learn and study about birds I've never heard of, this truth settles deeper in my heart. Romans 1:20 says, "For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made, so they are without excuse." Our Creator made all we see around us and constantly sustains it. He shows himself in creation. Okay, let's get started. So this bird is a little bit tricky, so don't get down on yourself if it doesn't look just right, because all y'all's paintings are going to look different, and that's great. So we're going to start with the head. They have a really cool little crest. So we're going to get our pencil and we're going to start kind of down towards the middle and to the left. So about right here. And we're going to go up and just kind of make a little poofy, kind of like a ball-like shape. But this side, let me bring it closer. It's like real light. One side is going to be lower than the other. It's going to be real light. Okay, now we're going to start where we stopped right there and go kind of down and curve back up. We're going to go up like this. Like that. Now we're going to do a little bumpy line that comes over like that. then we're going to come down like this. Now for the beak, we're going to do a curve that curves like this. So we can come kind of out and down like that. He's going to be looking down at the fruits he's spilling. Like, it's going to look like that. Okay, so now we're going to kind of make his beak not too super pointy, maybe a little bit rounded. We're going to come up like this. Okay, and then we're going to come down a little bit and then out. And then when we go back in, it's going to be real skinny. The bottom is real thin. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to do the little tongue that's sticking out. So we're going to go out and then curve back. He's like, he looks a little angry.
He's passionate about his fruit.
Yeah, warning off all the other birds of, he's like, this is my fruit. Okay, now when we bring it back, we're going to bring it to about right here, and that's going to be actually the bottom of the face. So for the face, we're going to come up with a bumpy line and then in. And then we're going to do a bumpy line up to the top of the beak. Okay, so for the eye, we're just going to do a little oval like that. And then a little oval inside. When you do the little oval inside, it's going to be like right on the outside. And then we're going to do the highlight, little circle, and then just fill it in. So I'll bring it close so y'all can see it a little better. It's hard to see the highlight on the screen. Now we're going to bring this tail line back just a little bit more and then curve, then start a curve here. It's going to curve out like this. And then start some little bumps. And then we're just going to get some wide bumps. They're going to come like this. And then one more little bit big one. It's going to come curve out, then back in, and then a little bit out when we get in there. Now we're going to come out like this and then curve back. This is for the other wing. And then we're going to curve out one more time and do that same little feather pattern that we did over there. We're going to start with the big ones and then just do the little ones that are going to come down and in like that. And then we're going to start like halfway, like from the halfway point of these two lines. We're going to come down and then curve into the wing. Okay, now we're going to come up like this and up on the other side. We're just going to do some bumps all the way across. It's okay if it goes off the page a little bit. This would also be a good one to do if he's like flying.
I had a really weird question.
Okay.
Question. Will we be like doing like different things for like holidays, like for Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Yeah.
Around that time? Okay.
Like we did on fall, on the
Yeah.
first day of fall. Yeah. We'll be doing that stuff. Like small fun stuff like the pumpkin.
But different.
Yeah. So now we're going to bring lines that come down from the points of those feathers. Yep, we will be doing those. I will be doing those different holiday pictures.
Awesome.
Okay, now we're going to do the feet. So we're going to do 2 lines over here and 2 lines over here. And then we're going to do a curve like this. And then a bump, another bump, and one more bump. Yeah. Okay, and then we can do those little claws. Then the last one's going to be curving over here for the back claw. You can do the little fingernails, or not fingernails, the talons. If you would call them talons on a little bird. Then we're going to repeat those same steps for the other foot.
Can you show it up? Because I'm a little behind. I was doing the
Yes.
tail still.
So at the start of this, you can go back, and if you want to go back and watch this again, you can pause it on the first part where it shows this picture, and you can do the little details like the basket and the strawberries. I'm not going to do that. I will do the basket with maybe a few strawberries. You can make it spilling over like this one if you want to, or you can just do it a little bit more simple. So for the basket handle, we're going to do it like a branch, but it's going to be curving down on each side. And then we're going to do a curve that comes back like this. And then it's going to come around like that. And then we're going to come down like this. And we are going to do the details. You can do some grass down here. And I'm going to do some leaves coming out of it. It's okay if it goes over that line, because if you're using a pencil, you can erase it, or you can just wait till the color over it. These are going to be the leaves for the strawberry plant or the strawberries that are in the basket. Just do a few leaves. And then for the strawberries, we're just going to start with little circles here and there. You can do them kind of piled up in there like it's a really filled up basket. And then you can do the little zigzags on some of them with the stems. Really just anything you want with the little strawberries. I'll bring it close in a second so y'all can see it. Just some little strawberries like that.
At the end, when we're off, can we like add like different fruits and vegetables in the basket?
Yes, of course. You can do whatever you want in the little baskets. Okay, and now for the basket, we're like for the design down here, we're just gonna start with layers of kind of slightly curved lines like this. And we're just gonna keep doing that until we reach the grass.
I started my bird a little low, so the basket isn't really on the paper.
It's okay. That's totally fine.
At least
And
I have
then, what?
at least I have the top.
And then we're gonna start with we're gonna space these out a little bit, but we're gonna do a line down on each of the little things. We're gonna do 3 lines on the first one, and then we're gonna do one in the middle of where each of those lines was, like a brick. So we're gonna make the brick kind of design, like for the weaving in the basket. And we're just gonna repeat those steps all the way down to the bottom of the basket. And it really makes it look detailed.
It looks like a real basket,
I know.
except it's not 3D.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do the little feather lines in the wing. So we're going to start with the feather lines for the blue. So we're just gonna do some feathers that are gonna come up like this, and then down, and then like that, up and then down. Go like this, y'all can see it. And then like this. And then one more line to divide the feathers, like the tips of the feathers. And then we're gonna repeat those same steps on the other side. We're gonna do the bumpies up and then back down. The line that comes up and over. And then it goes like that. And then cover it like this with a little design, like that. There. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bumpy line like that up on the tail, right here. And then a very light zigzag line that's a little bit higher than halfway on the head. It's kind of hard to see, but it's just a very light zigzag on the halfway mark. And then we're gonna do like 2 lines in this little space on both sides. It's cute. Okay, so we're almost ready to color it, but first we're just gonna do the little design down here. It's gonna come down and then up to the point of this wing. That part is gonna be kind of like a peach color. Peach. Okay, are y'all ready to color it? Give a thumbs up, nice. Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to start with the crest. So we're going to get a very light peach color, like a light sandish yellow. And we are going to start right here and just color in.
I forgot my pastels. Can I run up?
Yeah, we'll wait for you real quick.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, here she comes. Nice. Okay, so after we use that yellow peach color, we're going to go back with this brownish red and very lightly shade the top half. Okay, and now we're going to do that same peach color down under here. Under the wing, like that. And then that same light or reddish brown color. But the reddish brown is going to cover a wide part of the bird. It's going to come like this, and we're going to lightly shade it all the way up there, all the way down here to the markings. We're just going to keep shading it until we fill in that space. And then we're also going to do up here.
This?
Yes.
It looks more red on the screen when you're doing it lightly.
I know it does. Like that. Okay. So now we're going to go back with our white and smooth out all of that reddish brown. So this might take a minute, but we're going to do our best. Then we're also going to fade it into the peach color on the head.
What color are you using for that?
White. I'm just blending it all together with white. So we're just going to fill in all of that reddish brown. Trying to clear off my white here. So it's going to look a little bit pink at first, but it won't.
Pink to me.
What?
It looks pink to me.
Yeah, but it won't look as pink. It's supposed to, it has a little, like the real painting has a little bit of a hint of pink in the brown, but it's not going to have this much once we're done. So there's that. And then we're going to go back one last time with the reddish brown. Where am I? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to go back one more time and lightly shade. This is still lightly. But we're going to make it just a tad bit darker underneath, like where the wing starts. And then we're going to fade out into light.
What color are you using?
This is that reddish brown again. We're going to go back over all of that pinkish color. When you get to the head, you can do that and then blend it back in again with the white. Just on the head where the reddish brown meets the peach color. The peach color. It's a funny family joke that we have. We call it the peach color. Okay, so when you're done with that, we're going to go back with our black, just very lightly, and just do some little detail markings in the wing. Like that. And then also a little bit up here on the shoulders, just to make it look a little more realistic. And then also we're going to do this right here, the stripe, the second to end stripe. So it's not the tips of the feathers, but the stripe right after that on both sides of the wing.
Wait, where?
On both sides of the wing, the little stripes, the pattern that's right before the feathers. Okay, and now, so for the blue is going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to get y'all through it pretty easy. We're going to do just like back and forth little, this is with a dark blue, and you're going back and forth with little lines, almost like it's raining on his wing. We're going to do that on both sides. And this is with the dark blue.
It looks lightish blue.
It's a little bit light. It's not like a navy blue. It's this color. It's like a, how can I explain it? Like an ocean blue. Yeah, that's perfect, Emmy. Yep, that's it, Hunter. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to use a medium blue. It's a little bit lighter. Hunter, it's almost like the color of your shirt. Not that light, but kind of close. It's close to that color.
Shirt, it's a onesie.
What did you say, Hunter? Your shirt is a what?
It's not a shirt, it's a onesie.
Oh,
And Peaches, well, not all day.
and then after that, we're gonna go back with the really light blue. It's like not super light, but pretty light, like a sky blue.
This,
Yeah. We're gonna go back. It's okay if there's a little bit of white still left. There's supposed to be, but it should look like that when you're done.
that's a lot of blue.
Yeah. But it's real pretty because it's the different colors, different shades of blue. Okay, now we're going to get our black again and go up on the beak. We're going to color the whole beak, but on the top, we're going to fade out into light like that. And then we're just going to color the rest of the beak and face. Try not to get the eye though. And then we're going to go back with white and fade out the little shaded part at the end. Okay, and now we're going to get our bright red and go in there and color the tongue. Okay, so we're gonna get the black again and go in there and color, just fill in the feet. You don't need to do the toenails if it's too tricky, but I'm going to do them. You can leave them white if you think it's easier so it doesn't smear everywhere, or you could color them. If you kind of fade your black into like a fine tip. I don't really have a fine tip, but I just use that little tip. Okay, and then finally with the black, we're going to go up and fill in the tail.
So the whole tail?
Yeah, just the whole tail, not this little patch right here, but everything else.
Okay. Our dance department shut down.
Your what?
Our dance department,
Oh, wow.
because some of the teachers had COVID. So they're closing for 8 more days now.
Yeah.
They can. So
And then after that, we're gonna go back with our white and trace over those straight lines again. And then for this part of the tail, we're gonna use that same white, the same part. It should have a little bit of black on it, and we're just gonna kind of lightly go over. Since it has a little bit of black on it, it's kind of supposed to. And we're also gonna go with that where it has a little bit of black on the tip and do the feathers on the end of the wing and the lines on the white patches. Okay, so we are done with the bird. Now we're going to do the basket, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna make the basket a little simple, but I'm still gonna do the little details and stuff. So we're gonna color the the handle with the light brown, but not all of it. We're gonna leave the little space on the bottom. And we're gonna go back and go over that with a dark brown. And then we're gonna go back again with the light brown and color over the dark brown. It shouldn't fade too much, but just it should. What?
What are we supposed to use? The black and the what?
No, the light brown and the dark brown.
Okay.
And then we're going to go with our light green and color the little leaves that cover like the little stems of the strawberries.
I'm gonna do my fruits after.
Okay.
So small.
And then with the dark green, we're going to go over the leaves. We're going to color the leaves. Like that. And then for the strawberries, we're going to get, it's like a pinkish red, a very light red. And we're going to color part of it, but then kind of curve out into white. See how I'm doing that? Kind of leaving a little white circle at the end. And then we're going to go back and on the white, just do some dots with the red. Just cover it with little red freckles. And then we can go back with our black and do a few spots on the red part. Like that. Okay, and then with the same light brown that we used for the handle, we're going to go here on the basket and do half of each thing. We're just going to color thick little lines like this. So those pencil lines that we did were just guidelines. And then here we're going to go back with the line and do the vertical lines, the up and down lines that are for the weaving. And then you can do more details down. I'm just going to do the grass in here with the dark green, and then go back over with the light green, and then go back over with the light brown. You can also do tons of other little details down here, like some dirt or anything else.
I'm showing the original.
And this is the original. You can do the green back there. You can make the baskets all spilling. In some of these pictures, there's also a little bird, like a little tiny bird in this one.
That doesn't go to another one.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I just tried it. And there's a little tiny bird in this one that's down on the bottom. You can see him down there. He's pecking at the fruit. So you can do a little bird like that if you want to.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's a different picture that you can't really see as well. The other one was just a little bit closer up. So, yeah, don't forget to sign your name. And we are done.